All right, let's step inside the cockpit of an Airbus A320. Now, we're not going to get lost at all the complex screens and hundreds of buttons. Nope. Today, we're zeroing in on something that looks way simpler, but is every bit as critical for flight safety: the pilot's seat.
So, I want you to look closely at the center window post. See that little device? It looks almost surprisingly low-tech, doesn't it? Just 3 simple balls. It's not a switch, there are no lights, it doesn't do anything flashy. So what in the world is its job in this incredibly high-tech environment? Well, the answer is actually rooted in a core principle of aviation design. This thing isn't just some random decoration, it's a guide, a surprisingly precise tool that's hidden in plain sight.
Okay, so this little gadget is called the eye position indicator, and its one and only job is to guide the pilot's eyes to a single, perfect spot. We're talking about the one position that gives them the best possible view and control of everything.
So how does a pilot actually use it? Well, it's not just a quick glance. Getting into that perfect position is a very deliberate, multi-step process that's actually crucial before every single flight. First up, the pilot adjusts their seat height up or down until that red ball on the indicator is sitting perfectly between the 2 white ones. Next, they move the rudder pedals so they can get full control without having to stretch or strain. And finally, they set the armrests just right so they can make tiny, precise movements with the side stick using only their wrist. Okay, so why all the fuss? Why is this so incredibly critical? Well, it all comes down to 3 things: vision, reach, and control.
The biggest reason for getting that seat height just right is to achieve a perfect 50-50 balance.
So what does this 50-50 split actually mean? It means half of the pilot's peripheral vision is covering all the critical flight instruments, and the other half is looking out at the world. This allows them to seamlessly scan between inside and outside without even moving their head, and that is absolutely critical during tricky situations like a low-visibility approach. It saves precious mental energy when it matters most.
And this right here really paints the picture. The difference is huge. When you're in the correct position, you get a full, unobstructed view and can make those precise wrist-only inputs. But if you're in the wrong spot, your view is reduced, you're constantly moving your head up and down, and you risk over-controlling the aircraft. You know, this whole meticulous process, it's not just some random checklist. It's actually the result of decades of science, all dedicated to creating a seamless connection between the pilot and the machine.
The first big concept here is ergonomics. You've probably heard this word before. It's basically the science of designing things so that we, as humans, can use them super efficiently and, more importantly, safely. It's the reason for everything, from the shape of a switch to the placement of a screen.
But, to design things that way, you need data, right? And that's where anthropometry comes into play. This is the scientific study of human body measurements, and all that data, well, it forms the foundation of all ergonomic design. And you can really see how cockpit design has evolved over the years because of this. Early on, cockpits were often designed for a so-called standard male pilot, which of course ignored the huge diversity of human bodies. But today, modern designs use tons of that anthropometric data to create these incredibly adjustable environments that can accommodate a wide range of people.
And really, all this complex science, it all boils down to a very simple, powerful truth. If you aren't comfortable, you won't fly well. In aviation, comfort isn't a luxury. It's a technical requirement for safety. An uncomfortable pilot is a less effective pilot, period.
So, let's tie this all together. How does a comfy, well-adjusted seat actually translate into a safer flight for everyone on board?
Well, it's a really direct chain of events. A well-designed cockpit reduces physical strain and fatigue on the pilot, and that in turn has a direct, positive impact on their mental sharpness, their cognitive abilities. And what all that leads to is something absolutely crucial in aviation: enhanced situational awareness. When controls are intuitive and information is clear, it reduces the pilot's cognitive load. It frees up their mental bandwidth for the stuff that really matters: focusing, anticipating what's next, and reacting instantly. So think about that. We started with 3 little balls on a window post, and we've ended up at the very heart of aviation safety. It just goes to show you that in a system as complex as an aircraft, every single detail matters. Even something as simple as the pilot's seating position is a critical link in the chain of safety.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible designs are out there quietly keeping you safe and comfortable every single day?